guys, welcome back to my channel, The Life of Ashley Hicks World. I done changed the name so many times, but don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So we're doing something new with the hot topics today. Today we're talking about Love is Blind, honey. Episodes 10 and 11. And I switched it up because I realized like my camera was turning everything like this weird tint. So until I get that figured out, I'm gonna do the front camera and we're good to go. So every time I be asking, like, do y'all watch Love is Blind? Do you watch Love is Blind? People be like, no. So we're going to talk about it here. And hopefully, if you don't watch Love is Blind, this makes you go watch Love is Blind, right? And if you do watch it, let's talk, okay, period. So I got my little notes down here on my computer. So if I'm looking down, don't be mad, all right? So let's get into it. I got it broken down like this. Let's go over AD and Clay first. Then we're going to talk about Chelsea and Jeremy. Then we're going to talk about, I said Jeremy, Chelsea and Jeremy. Lord, Chelsea and Jimmy, y'all. Then we're going to talk about Jeremy and Laura. Ain't that her name? Okay. And Laura. And then we're going to talk about this party, child. This party. Okay, so let's get into it. Here's some of the things that I said. Clay is too much in his head. So let's start there. Clay is too much in his head. He wants to be married, but homeboy got some issues, okay? He got some issues. He's so big on like, oh, my daddy was a Rolling Stone. My daddy was a cheater. I'm going to cheat on my wife. And that's the end of it. He's going to be a cheater. And I feel like he really needs therapy. He done said it 4 times. I haven't gone to therapy about this. I need to go to therapy. So we need to get Clay some therapy. First of all, I feel like the host of the show should set it up where they do premarital counseling. I think it's a little bit butt backwards anyway for them to meet each other, then go on a romantic vacation, basically get them to have sex with each other, hopefully, or if they don't, then it's like, oh, they don't have a connection, right? Some of them wait to have sex until they're married, which I feel like they should do because, I mean, it's only like 8 weeks, so it's not even that long, but, you know, whatever, right? It's a worldly show, okay? It's not necessarily a Christian show, so I can't really ask so much for that. But I do feel like it's weird that you know, get them engaged, then you send them on a vacation together, then you're pressuring them to be sexual towards one another, then to get back home, meet the parents, and then get married. It's kind of backwards, which is why I like Married at First Sight, because they get married first and then, you know, they can do the do and it's all of that, whatever. But the show is like that. So, okay, cool. The scene with AD and her mom, I loved it. I loved AD and her mom because I felt like for once, like somebody, especially somebody of color, was speaking the real. Like, girl, that man loves you. Stop worrying about his schedule. He in his bag. And for me personally, I do have some of the same things that AD has gone through because I'm like, honey, my husband be booked and busy. We have a cafe and a gym, so we always booked and busy, child. So getting that extra time to be intentional is really key. So yeah, so AD loved that man. I like that her mom let her vent, but her mom helped her like reel it back in, like, girl, get it together. That man loves you. You love that man. That's a good man, Savannah. That's a good man, okay? I also like the fact that Clay talks too much. I feel like most men do not articulate their feelings well. So Clay actually articulates his feelings a little bit too much. Okay, he articulates a little bit too much, which is to his detriment because he then be like, well, boy, what you talking about? Do you want to marry me or not? Do you think you're going to be a good husband or not? Right? But I think, you know, Clay has all of that extra guilt for his dad since he was on those trips and vacations that I guess he didn't tell his mama about. He need to go tell his mama that his daddy was sleeping with whomever in Timbuktu, get that off his chest, and go to therapy so he can be a good husband, all right? And then, yeah, so AD and Clay, I feel like they're going to be successful. I hope they get married. I hope they say yes, both say yes at the altar. And AD and Clay look great together. Period. They look phenomenal together. I love black love. Okay, I love it. AD be over there looking like a whole meal. Clay be over there looking like he want to gobble her right on up. Okay, so I love them together. Now, moving along to the crazies. Woo, child. Chelsea and Jimmy. So, I'm not trying to be shady boots, y'all. But everybody was talking so much about what Chelsea looked like. What Chelsea looked like. But y'all act like Jimmy is, you know, Morris Chestnut, or he is John Cena, or he's a Justin Timberlake or something. Like, y'all make it seem like Jimmy is just the finest, you know, white man walking. So honestly, I feel like Jimmy and Chelsea are perfect together because I wrote down this: Chelsea looks just like Jeremy's sister and mama. Tell me if I'm wrong. Chelsea looked like his hillbilly family. Lord forgive me, all commentary is alleged, child. Chelsea looks like Jimmy's mama and sister when they hobbled up that hill, okay, to come and see Jimmy. So that's why when he looks at Chelsea, he loves her down. What they say, he loves her dirty draws, because Chelsea looks like his country family, okay? Honestly, the way his family looks, especially me being from North Carolina, I would be terrified 20 years ago to be caught seen, you know, in the nighttime with his daddy, because they look like they come from a very racist family, and that's no shade. Like I said, all commentary is alleged. I'm from North Carolina. So when I see people that look like that, that's kind of what they look like, okay? I've always said that men cannot have friends who are women, because somewhere along the lines, a line has been crossed either by that woman or by that man. And lo and behold, Jimmy done had sex with the girl. And I can guarantee it was the girl that had like her cleavage out when they met each other. First of all, why would you bring a woman that you had sex with to meet your fiance? That's red flag. Like, what? Why would you do that? Like, you're setting yourself up for a failure. I said reason 1004 why I said men can't have girlfriends, because it's always going to be inappropriate. It's never going to be appropriate. That man is going to let you be his friend until you let him do what he got to do. Okay, period. And most women can separate the two. Most men cannot. So I have had male friends in the past that I thought was strictly platonic. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I'm back, y'all. Somebody came into the cafe, so I had to get her together. But, okay, we back going. So, with the friends, I don't like it. Also, when Chelsea first met the friends a few episodes ago, she was like, oh, I'm so secure. I'm so secure in Jimmy having girlfriends. She was trying to hype herself up. The girl was not secure. She was not going to be happy about it. Especially she was crying episode prior to that. So, no, she was not secure. He should have stopped that from the beginning, and he should have set that boundary. And first of all, don't introduce me to, like, your best friend, somebody you just had sex with. Inappropriate, all right? Then he said, you told me how you felt, but you didn't ask me to take a step back. Sir, excuse me? Excuse me. So because I didn't say, hey, you cut me and I'm bleeding and the blood that's leaking from me really hurts, I didn't tell you to take a step. Like, boy, what is you talking about? Now you done pissed me off, because now you're making up stuff. So I didn't like that. And he said, you never told me to take a step back. I felt like that was inappropriate for him to say, because why do I have to tell you to take a step back when I say I'm uncomfortable with something? If I'm uncomfortable with something, you're supposed to be my man. Then you should know that you should take a step back. I said Jimmy didn't want her in the first place, okay? And then also, okay, he swore on his life that he wasn't with Jess. So, okay, we saw scenes later that maybe he didn't meet Jess that night, but he was with that other girl. Then they said all of those like kind of nasty things to each other. I don't want to be with a person like that. You know, it started off as she didn't like that he was drinking, but it turns out she didn't like the fact that he was getting drunk with his girlfriend. Okay. Then after all of that commotion, here go Chelsea, who is so secure. Jimmy, please don't leave. Don't leave. Please don't leave me. Girl. Next person. Okay, then like a few days later, they meet up, they talk. She was like, just don't leave just because we had a hiccup. Then they're like, oh, I felt more in love with you yesterday than ever before. They agreed to never cross that line again. And then, of course, he had on some Jimmy Choo Versace sweatpants. Child, he had on some gray sweatpants from Walmart. She was like, don't dress like that, you know, around me when I'm mad at you, because, girl. Jeremy had met up with his mama or whatever. You know, that's how the whole show first kind of started. He met up with his mama, was lying about, you know, the whole situation with how he was out with Sarah Ann until 5 in the morning. That's disrespectful, you know, anyway. You know, his mom was like, yeah, I'm glad I wasn't the one, because basically you would have got these hands if I was waiting on you until 5 a.m. in the morning to come home and you're supposed to be my new fiance. So we already knew that was, you know, messed up from the jump. Second of all, he should have never proposed to her. He loves Christmas. She hates Christmas. He's supposed to be a Christian. She ain't a Christian. It's all of these things that don't align. So I felt like he should have chose Sarah Ann in the first place. But since he didn't, he was engaged to Lauren. So he should have respected that boundary. So now it's a whole cluster. Okay, so let's fast forward to the party. All right. So Chelsea looked like she saw a ghost when she saw Trevor. Jimmy was grinning left to right, you know, when he saw Jess. Chelsea looked like she wanted to pounce on Trevor. I feel like Chelsea set a clear boundary between her and Trevor, whereas Jimmy was like, oh, you was my number one. You still my number one. You the smartest in the world. You know, you the best, okay? You the best I never had. That's how he was talking to Jess. And I was just like, all right, Jimmy, calm down. You're drooling. Pick your lip up. Relax, all right? Lauren went off on homeboy, and rightfully so. Okay, rightfully so. Did I know she was going to cuss him out, walk him like a dog like that? I did not know, okay? But she gave him the kick rocks with your shoes off, okay? And she was like, go F yourself. Like, she went off on him, and he couldn't say anything because, bro, you're disrespectful. So, no, she didn't want your flowers. She didn't want your stupid apologies, because at this point, she now feels like second place, and she was first. So, that's a bit uncomfortable. Also, I didn't like how Jimmy was venting to Jess about his fights, okay? That's the one thing you don't do. Don't let the other woman that you almost chose know that you and your current girl are fighting. That's awkward. That's weird. Everything's supposed to be peaches and cream. You're supposed to love it. Even if they see it on national television later, in that moment, you're supposed to take up for your wife. So, bit strange. Next. Okay, I already got that. Sarah Ann, okay? Sarah Ann, completely disrespectful. You're not going to convince me otherwise. Sarah Ann was disrespectful because you was with my man until 5 in the morning, have enough nerve to come to this party. You didn't come and say hello to me, and you didn't apologize. That should have been an apology, regardless if you was in love with this man or not. We are now engaged. He lives with me, so that message you sent was inappropriate. You should have never allowed him to take you to your house. You shouldn't have been hanging out with him until 2 in the morning. So Sarah Ann knew exactly what she was doing, which is why I appreciated AD getting into her behind. Okay, we're going to talk about it. AD literally got Sarah Ann together so much that, honey, she went over there crying to Jeremy. AD was like, wait, I didn't say that. Wait. Let me ask my question. Wait, did you not know this man was engaged when you sent the message? Sarah Ann was like, but my message wasn't bad. My message wasn't bad. Then she said, wait, pause. Was the man engaged? Yes. All right then. And it was going off, and she looked so gorgeous. She had her little shoulders out, and she made sure her hair was like nice and perfect. AD was giving it to the girls, okay? And she was getting Sarah Ann together, because what you're not going to do is come in sashay like you didn't take this lady man, okay? And then I love when AD said she lacks class. That was a good one. That was a good one. Okay, so then so when Sarah Ann walked over to Jeremy, he told Sarah Ann that he made the wrong decision in the pods. They were laughing, and these people got on the jet skis, which I think that would have been really cool if that was Clay's jet ski company. Got on the jet skis and rode off in the sunset, child. Baby, love is blind. They some fools, okay? So everything else that happened after that, I appreciate Clay making an effort to get my girl AD a date. They painted those sneakers, honey. I love their energy together. And then they went on another date where he got her those bouquet of flowers, but they didn't look like flowers. It looked like something else was stuffed in the flowers, but I couldn't really see what was in that. And then, honey, they was dressed up. They looked like they smelled good. They looked good. I love them together. I really hope they make it. And because they live in Charlotte, maybe we can go on a double date or something like that together. I feel like that'll be a good, fun time. AD and Clay, Ashley and Trey, a good time. We'll have a good dinner date. A lot of our good friends are in Charlotte anyway, so it's perfect. And then they're entrepreneurs just like us. So again, perfect. What else? Chelsea and Jimmy went on a little ice sculpting date. Cool, whatever, we didn't care. What else happened? That was pretty much it. And if I'm missing something, it's because it won't really worth like talking about. So yeah, we're gonna have to tune in until next week. And I'll do another video on my predictions of who's gonna say yes and no and why. But thank y'all so much for watching. This was kind of a longer video. I had a lot of notes to get through. We got through all of them. So thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all on another video next time. Bye.